Hello everyone, this is Richard from Modern Healthspan. We're going to start a new 3-month trial with NMN, and we will take epigenetic age tests at the start and the end of the trial to see the progress. HKGEpitherapeutics has kindly agreed to sponsor our epigenetic age test for this trial. HKGEpitherapeutics has provided a limited offer until September the 30th of a 16% discount for 2 or more kits. This is a good opportunity for anyone who would like to do a similar trial with before and after tests. Please find the details in the description. Back to that again. So do you think that aging is programmed or not? And once we've reached sexual maturity, does this program continue, or is it really an accumulation of damage?
I think evidence suggests that it is programmed because of two reasons. First, it is highly consistent in a species. So the lifespan of a species is pre-programmed, right? The dog will never live 100 years. Humans usually live up to 100 years. Average lifespans stay the same. And so it's clear that it's written in our genome how long we live. And what we learned is the way it's written in the genome is by the pace that the epigenetic clock is ticking. So all organisms have epigenetic clocks, but they move much faster in a mouse than in a human. And smaller organisms have slower clocks. And this is probably encoded in the genome, but executed by the epigenetic clock.
Right. Interesting. So where do you see the future of Hong Kong Epitherapeutics? What are you kind of working on now, and where would you like to go?
We're working on a platform of tests. We want to be a one shop that provides you all the epigenetic tests one can take to predict your health, to follow your health. So whether they are early detection of cancer, whether they are epi-age tests, whether they are other tests of the immune system. We're developing markers that tell you the health of the immune system, because it's also very correlated with age. As you know, when we age, your immune system goes downhill, and it doesn't go downhill at the same level. Of course, the most exciting thing, especially these days when we combat a pandemic, is what can we do to boost our immune system, as far as lifestyle and other things. So people will need some sort of a measure that is simple and robust. So this is one interesting thing. Can we have measures of the quality of the immune system? And because we know quite a lot about the balance of cells in the immune system that are altered with age. So the question, can we develop a simple test for measuring it? And could this test be predictive, like the CMV test, of persistence of infection, whether it's HPV infection, whether it is COVID-19 infection, it's HIV infection, why some people treat infection so well and others suffer, and why with age it deteriorates, but not in everyone, right? We have seen 99 years old, have very few symptoms with COVID infections. But most people who are 99 probably suffer more than people who are 20. But we had extreme on both cases, right? So there's something, so aging overall goes in a certain way. But you as an individual want to know how it's going with you, right? So the statistics is interesting, but it's not interesting for your own life, right? So you want to know if you're 99, how your immune system is, even though statistically it should be in very bad shape, but actually could be in very good shape in your case. The second question you want to ask is, what can you do to boost it? And we don't know why some people have such a good immune system and others don't.
Right. So this test that you're discussing would be an epigenetic test. So you'd look in the same way, like you get saliva, but you'd use a different epigenetic test. And then you would look at that and say, well, we can say something about your immune system based on this.
Right.
Okay, that would be really interesting, rather than having to do a blood draw and go through kind of looking at the blood markers.
Right. Which is kind of a slow process and low throughput, because in our method we can do hundreds of samples at once. So we're all getting ready for a world that will have a big demand. And I believe that, now it's a boutique kind of market. Once people start realizing the value, the market will expand. And we need to be ready for that. So we need to develop tests that could be applied to, testing 10,000 samples a day rather than testing 100 samples a day.
Right.
But,
yes.
And you have to think about it from the beginning, even though the market isn't there.
Yes.
But you're going to create the market by having this kind of tests.
Yeah. So speaking of the future, so if we go kind of like wider, so what do you, for the future of aging, what do you see as the most exciting thing that's happening at the moment in the aging field?
And I think the most important thing that is happening is more and more studies showing in a quasi-scientific way, which kind of lifestyle interventions might be beneficial. Why do I call it quasi-scientific? Because with humans, it's very hard to do a real scientific experiment because humans are so heterogeneous. It's not like mice in a cage that have the same genome for generations, same environment, same weather, same lights and everything. And so in humans, you can only mimic a real experiment, but especially when it correlates with aging, because aging is such a long process. No scientist is going to live long enough to actually see whether it works or not, right? And so, we have to do some tricks, some cross-sectional, some fast studies, and to get some idea that certain things do work, but it will require more and more work. And I think this is becoming more and more attractive field because we are aging, so we are more interested in that. And also there's a change in attitude towards medicine from let's find the most powerful, potent, specific drugs to treat disease to let's find ways to prevent disease, at its start, at its inception, and hit it early. And I think, and this is kind of becoming a model today, driven by economics, it's driven by insurance companies, but it's driven by governments, but also driven by people. Why get sick and find an expensive drug to treat it if I can prevent it? And the drive for prevention will inspire more and more funding into studies that will look at how the simple things that we do in life could affect how long we live.
Yes, and I think it's like getting that information out because there's so much variability in what that information is. So, Professor Szyf, thank you so much for joining us today, and it was great to talk to you again.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. I hope that you found the video informative. Please do hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell button for any new video release notifications. Thank you so much for your kind support. I wish you all well and will speak to you again soon.